Okay, so before I start this video, I want to share the background that led to talking about this Honda Accord. So yesterday, I drove to somewhere um, where I was there. I drove there with my 406 V6 manual. So I parked the vehicle, and I was somewhere in that vicinity. I got a call from somebody I knew, and the person said somebody was beside my car waiting for me. I would like to talk to me concerning my car. So he said the person um, kind of wanted to know if I was interested in selling the car, or if not, to get one for him. So I was like, you know what, not it's not for sale. However, I'm coming over to talk to the person anyway. So I got there and met a man. He introduced himself. I don't think there's a need for me to mention his name anyway. So he introduced himself and said that he has met that my car that car park few times, but he hasn't been able to talk to, he now summoned the courage to come and actually see if he can know who the owner is, and then hopefully um, convince the person to sell the vehicle to him. So I said no, of course, not for sale and never for sale. So it was like we now started talking why he wanted the forces. So when we now started, I could tell that it wasn't. He saw the badge, the VC badge there. So he specifically said forces, VCs, and manual. So I was like, why manual for you? He said, I've had experience with forces, and we mentioned EW10, G4, EW12, G4. Now, for years, he said for years now, he's been searching for forces V6 manual. Say for years. At a point, I think he now had to, in order just to have similar experience, or I don't know, it was like he just had to. So what he now did was he bought this Honda you are looking at, Honda Accord, the ninth generation. And so he now pointed at the car, which was parked beside my 406. And he now said, I bought this car, which is manual. I was like, what? He said, yes, manual. I said, I just couldn't believe it. I said, manual? He said, yeah, it's manual. I mean, I had to walk over, went to the door. I think the right side door, front right side door, peeped in, and yes, I was staring at the manual gear lever. So eventually we parted way, but I got his contact because he said anytime I see anybody that wants to sell his forces, or if I change my mind in future, as far as forces, this is manual is ready. I think he is more interested in the saloon. So even when he left, I just kept thinking, what would make somebody, because this is I think his own. To be honest, I didn't actually look at because I'm not a Honda person, so I know it's a ninth generation Honda, but I didn't pay attention to know whether it's the facelift or the facelifted Honda Accord, ninth generation. But I knew from the tail light and the front, uh, not necessarily just the tail and the front, that was yeah, I think it has to be this. I think most likely it was exactly this model, which this one I believe is the pre-facelift. Yeah, this should be the pre-facelift. So I was curious when he left, that what I ought to have asked him whether his was also manual. No, V6, I mean. So I now went online and started checking. That's when I now, you know, found the car very interesting. that yeah, they actually produced a V6 manual of this model. So this model was produced from 2012 to I don't know, they say up to 2019. So the only thing is you can only get the manual on the coupe or coupe. You can't get it on the saloon, which is very disappointing. So if you want the V6 saloon, it has to be automatic. So on the coupe, you can get option of manual or automatic. So I know I've always been admiring the car. Each time I see it, I was like, wow, this is a good looking car. Makes sense and the rest. But I never thought, because I know most of the cars, for example, Toyota, I don't think Toyota, I can't remember the last time probably they produced a manual car. I'm talking about car like Camry, which is equivalent to Accord. Did they ever, even if they did, maybe not for North America markets. I can't tell actually. So a car produced 2012, 2014 to 2017 with manual in North America. If it was Europe, I would say, okay, come on. Most of them drive man, but North American design or spec of Honda Accord manual. So I now started to, of course, I first checked the Wikipedia, but I've actually gone to other sites and you know conclude that the information here is mostly like uh, genuine. That's the actual information concerning this model. So, like I said, I delved into it. I was looking through it, and it was quite interesting. Let me go to something I find interesting here. Hold on. This is the tail. This should be the is it the first lift? Oh, first lift. You can see here the Japan specification. Uh, so for the tail, the car actually looks very good. Especially the saloon. In fact, while I was checking, I focused on the coupe, but then I still keep looking at the saloon. The saloon kind of, especially for the facelift, it kind of looks much better than the coupe, which is supposed to be the other way around. Coupe cars tend to look better. But let's read this information here. Um, so the ninth generation Accord offers the following powertrains. A new direct injected Earth Dreams 2.4 liter 16 valve double overhead camshaft four-cylinder engine rated at 185 horsepower to 245 Newton meter of torque. Um, you know, okay. I didn't even know that they've started doing that injection engine on Honda, vehicles. I always think it's just be the normal four-cylinder engine. Personally, direct injection, I'm not a fan of that design. You know, yeah, you can find them in Peugeot engines, and the ones in Peugeot engines are not, they are not friendly engines, if I put it that way. So I hope this is not the same case with the Honda guys. This, but other than that, the engine makes sense at 185 horsepower. At least you could say, I will relate since it's 2013 to 2017. I would say it basically same with W2508. So you can compare Accord with the 508. So in that case, this one even has more power than all petrol 508. This is the 185 horsepower. I think the maximum power in 508 is 163 horsepower, 163 to 165, and the almost the same new meter torque, 245 newton. So, and I want to believe this is a naturally aspirated engine, this four-cylinder engine. So, and you can see it has almost the same torque with the turbocharged 1.6 liter engine in Peugeot. Um, then has more power. The only thing I would say is bigger. The bigger engine, you can see 2.4 liter engine. So, which I'll prefer to a turbocharged engine. So, if they have done 508 with 2.4 liter engine with similar power and the torque, yeah, it will make more sense. As trust me, people that drive 508 with their current THP engines, they will always prefer a natural aspirated engine compared to what. And I can't say about this particular engine since who knows, maybe it may have their own issues. You know. So he said this four-cylinder engine is paired with six-speed manual or CVT transmission. CVT, I'm not really a fan of it. To be honest, I haven't driven a CVT transmission, a car with that transmission. But from what I've read or hear people say, I don't think I'll find it interesting. I don't even find normal automatic transmission interesting, not to think of the CVT. That takes away the entire. I think the normal auto transmission will even give you some kind of call it feel that gears are changing. This one doesn't even, from what I understand, doesn't even you won't even know the gears are changing. Anyway, so the second engine you'll find mechanically. I think this is more of North American uh, version or spec of this Accord. It's a 3.5 liter 24 valve single overhead camshaft V6 mated to either 6-speed manual or automatic, um, rated at 278 horsepower, that's 207 kilowatts, and 342 Newton meter torque. Now you are talking. So this is exactly what the one I'm interested in, that I'm more excited to read, not the four-cylinder on, which is okay, very impressive based on the size and the power. But man, look at this, 278 horsepower. This is naturally aspirated. I mean, it doesn't matter how much a turbocharged engine makes. It's just that it can't compare them to the naturally aspirated. You know, just especially a V6. V6. Yeah, it could turbocharge a V6, and yeah, it would be great. But natural aspirated, the good thing about it, can rev hell out of them, and then they bring out that rubble sound. So one of the things, yeah. So yeah, for me, I find this figure interesting, considering that the production V6 Peugeot cars did not have up to this uh, figure or number. But then it's also understandable the maximum size Peugeot have produced in terms of the V6 was 2.9 liters or 3.0 actually 3.0 liter, which is uh, I mean is it 211, 207, 211 horsepower. So, and the Newton meter torque is 290 Nm. So you can see the margin is that high. The margin is high. So that's why I'm interested. Most especially, see, it has manual transmission with this kind of power, and that's horsepower and torque. I mean, so let's go to the engine spec. And see the 2.0, 3.0. This one is for sedan. Um, you know, I don't know which specification that has this. This is both sedan and there's this for automatic. The 3.5 V6 engine there is regarded as J series engine. Um, this for the automatic, the sedan and the coupe is J351. Same power with the manual, but I think the um, basically the same thing in terms of power. But the coupe, I think the coupe has a code called CT2. So, but the engine is different. So, same vehicle, but the engine model is not the same. They look alike, but I think they are this, from what I could understand from the things I read or heard or in the research, that there was a modification on the cylinder head of the V6 on the automatic, and which is different from that of manual. I think they said there's a vacuum line introduced. The automatic one has cylinder shutdown mechanism where um, ECU, I believe ECU that does that, depending on probably the RPM or whatever, will shut down one or two cylinders to reduce the fuel consumption. You know, unlike the manual, is pure direct. This system, this is not like the first time. Peugeot has something like that in the early, early 90s, maybe 91, 92. That's ZPJ4. You find this such engine is Peugeot 605. They had that kind of engine, but their own was the valve. It will shut down some valves, not the cylinders. Shut down the valve. Then as the RPM increases, the remaining valve, because that one had 24 valve. That was the first V6 engine that introduced 24 valve. So it will first, the lower RPM, will be running on 12 valves. Then as the RPM increases, the remaining 12 valves comes up at higher RPM. So think basically all these other models, hybrid, I'm not interested in that. So let's there's one. This is the Honda, the coupe specification, but I think this for American spec. So we have these are the different batches: LX, X, then we have ES. So then we have ESF. So these three are for four-cylinder engine, if I'm not mistaken. While ESL V6, the ESL V6. So this is for both automatic V6 and the manual V6. Then power ring is also I don't know whether it's for V6. I don't know, but I know if you are in North America, this is the one, and you are after the coupe V6 of this ninth generation Accord. It will be ESL V6. Maybe they changed it at some point. These are the gear ratios. This for the manual. The final drive is 3.550. For the automatic, is 3.941. So the automatic final drive is shorter, which is expected. While the manual final drive ratio is longer. So yeah, most times the shorter ones tend to conserve fuel because you don't need to press the throttle that hard much to gain speed higher than this. This one, the longer final drive tend to, the longer you need to press it hard to gain same speed with this, yeah, you consume a little bit more. Especially, normally the shorter gear ratios, I'm not an expert on this, but based on experience, shorter gear ratios, you don't need to, all you need is just drive the vehicle mostly on torque. So the fuel will consume much less. Anyway, You can find this online if you're interested. Not really the fuel consumption. Remember, I'm reviewing or looking at the coupe, not the saloon, because this one I find more interesting. Even though the saloon looks better for me to me than the coupe. So for the V6 is a highway, so city 18 miles per gallon. That's for US rating. Highway 28. I don't normally use this combined because this combined you can't really tell what it is. So 28 miles per gallon. Well, you know. So you can see this is for manual V6. But for automatic, um, it said how's it? 32 miles per gallon for the automatic V6 highway, 21 city drive. So yeah, there's a difference. So the automatic consume less fuel on the coupe. The funny thing about this is the weight of this coupe, because it kind of looks very big, but then I was surprised that the weight is basically about 1,500 kg, compared to like Peugeot coupe, like the 407 coupe. For coupe, 407 coupe should be 1,000. Is it 700 or 800 kg? So it's much higher. So you can imagine how fast this one will be. It will be much faster than the 407 coupe, considering it has more power and also has less weight. So it will be much quicker. The 407 coupe is 211 horsepower. So the torque is 290. So compared to this one, that 278 horsepower, 342 Nm. So yeah. Okay, so let me just look at this somebody's review on the coupe. There are two versions of this 9th generation Accord coupe. There's a pre-facelift and the facelifted one. So let's see how this goes. This is from Shooting Cars. It's a review of the V6 manual coupe. This is 2013. So I think the pre-facelift started 2012, or let's just say 2013, and stopped in 2015, while the facelifted model started in 2017 and probably ended in 2017. So 2016, I mean, 2016 ended in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. So let's look at how both of them look, the pre-facelift and the facelift. Now, which one to choose?
Guys, my name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2013 Honda Accord V6 Coupe in manual. Up front is a 3.5 liter V6, and down below is a 6-speed manual transmission. Now, I am beyond excited to be reviewing this Honda Accord because you guys have asked for a car in this configuration for so long. I am so excited to finally deliver and drive this manual Honda Accord V6. These were really
when you look at the front and the rear view of this coupe, it looks as if it's Civic. I kind of like the facelifted model looks. That one has more aggressive look for me. If I were to choose in terms of look between this and the saloon, I would choose the saloon. Even though I don't like the saloon and I won't buy it because for one reason it has no manual V6. So you can only get manual V6 on the coupe. But like I'm saying, in terms of which one will I rate higher or find more attractive, even though this one has better performance than I want. Yeah, I'll say I'll rate the saloon higher. I don't like how this one the look doesn't really. I don't find it that attractive. There's nothing wrong with the civic look, but man, um, when you compare this to 407 coupe, I mean, the 407 beat it for me based on the look. Okay, moving on.
Rare even at the time of production, and they're only getting rarer, and I'm finally starting to understand how wonderful they are. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle, you can head on over to my website, zachpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. But let's get back to that 3.5 liter V6 under the hood. Well, if you're familiar with Honda engines, you'll know this engine right away. It's the J Series J35Y2. Now, the manual transmission Honda Accords actually got a different engine designation than the automatic one. It's a J Series, and I love it. Honda J Series engines really stemmed from the Honda Odyssey, and they've been in production ever since the late 90s. Now, of course, they have changed things and modified them and made them better over the years, but the core engine has been around for over 25 years. And I still think it's one of the best engines from a manufacturer. They're reliable, they're stout, they make good power, and I just love every vehicle that I drive with it. In the almost 7 years of ownership that the owner has owned this Honda Accord, he's had 0 issues with the engine. And to be honest, 0 issues with the rest of the vehicle as well, which is beyond wonderful to see. Like I said, paired to it is that.
So, for me, um, to be honest, I would say Honda is known for um durable engines. That one I can't take it from them. That's what they are known for. It doesn't mean some owners did not experience engine failure or weakness during the ownership of their Honda vehicles. But generally, Hondas their engines are known to be that durable. I can't say for all more better than all the brands of cars, but I don't know. If you say more almost generally they are better than the rest in terms of maybe durability. If I use that one, probably it has changed, but I know over the past years, yeah, that's what they are known for. So yeah, the person reviewing this is not lying, I would say.
6-speed manual transmission. That's what makes this car so rare, is that it actually did come with a manual, and this was the final generation of Honda Accord to get a coupe manual. Now, the shifter has been modified. This particular one does have a short throw shifter, which is lovely, but I've driven plenty of other Hondas from this era with manual transmissions, and they are all fantastic. You cannot go wrong with a manual transmission Honda from the 2000s. You just can't. I've driven manual supercars. I've driven manual vehicles well into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hondas shift better. That's just plain and simple the truth.
So yeah, to be honest, I haven't driven manual Honda. I've driven Honda cars, but not manual ones. So that's why even as much as they are good, but uh, as far as automatic, whatever you're saying, I'll be like, when will I get to the destination? They are not mine anyway, so it's like driving other people's cars. Yeah, I've driven quite a number of them were actually V6, the ones I've driven. So, yeah, they are fast, they're powerful, but like I say, if it's not manual, I don't care how much power the engine possess. If it's not manual, not for me. You know, I could enjoy the drive. Not saying you won't be able to enjoy that kind of power, but for me to, wish to jump back into the car or look towards driving the car, nah. No. All right.
Last but not least about the Honda Accord V6 Coupe manual is the fact that it is front-wheel drive. There weren't any all-wheel drive. It's the same. It is exquisite. It is amazing. Hondas drive and shift great as it is. And Honda Civics are wonderful. I've driven manual Honda Civics of nearly every generation, and I love them. The difference is that V6 torque. Down low, even at 2,000, 3,000 RPM, you're feeling the grunt of that J series. And that's something that a forced induction car just can't replicate. Driving this around town, I'm literally in a neighborhood right now. You could see out my windows, I'm at a little neighborhood stop sign. There's a little Honda Odyssey, also with a J series, passing me. This is a very suburban town, and I'm obeying the speed limits, and it's fun. That little oomph that the V6 gives you is really, really something special. And
Yeah, that's one thing I agree with him. As much as turbo engines are quick, fast, especially turbo four-cylinder engines, sometimes even faster or more powerful than the V6, naturally aspirated ones. But then that grunt, you just miss it. I don't know if you're into cars, it just one thing I know that these days, car manufacturers they try to produce a four-cylinder turbocharged engine that will give you not necessarily exact V6 rumble sound, but something close. Sometimes they will put some artificial thing like speakers. I don't know how they do it. They connect the sound to the speaker to be producing sound when the RPM is high, as if the car. I don't know. Or they put something on the air, like one of the THP engines that they put that on, was the THP 200 or something they introduced there that actually amplify the engine sound and make it sound aggressive. Unlike the naturally one, the V6 that produce naturally those rumble aggressive sound. So yeah, that's one thing. No matter how good this turbocharged engine is, it can't get it when it comes to the natural aspirated V6, V8 is something else. It just so yeah, he's correct.
think a lot of Hondas miss that, but this does it very, very well. Woo! That'll butter your biscuits. It is so intoxicatingly fun to drive. And you just don't expect that out of a Honda Accord. I mean, I guess you kind of do because V6 manual, you kind of get the gist, but yeah, this is.
See, I'm not gonna lie. People that drive this is automatic. I'm not sure you understand. Sometimes it looks like, oh, yeah, being condescending. No, I mean, as much as yours might even be quicker because it has the improved automatic 6 speed, 8 speed, 10 speed automatic transmission that will be faster than the manual 5 speed or 6 speed. Just when you drive, I mean, man, it is just different. The way the engine responds to that manual transmission is completely different with the automatic. It's just different. You can't the excitement, the intoxication, which you also mentioned, you get. I mean, guys, I ended up converting my two cars that I had on 6 speed automatic to manual. Yeah, I mean, you need to understand that. You knew how. I wish you guys knew how much it consumed to do those conversions, but I did it simply because I just couldn't deal with the loss of not enjoying those engines with the manual. I just couldn't deal with that. It's just I mean, if I had to explain it, then to me, sometimes it's pointless. I mean, it's something you have to experience to understand. But some people might actually drive and willingly experience or understand because if you are not into cars, you will not understand. So it'd be pointless. So it's mostly could say you're better off with the manual, with the automatic, if it's not your thing.
Yeah, this is good. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have three main gauges. Off to the left is my tachometer, in the center is my speedometer, along with a digital screen, giving me my trip odometer, MPG, things like
I don't know when you look at this instrument panel or instrument cluster. Uh, for a car of this generation, 2012 to 2015 or 2014. I was expecting something better from Honda. I mean, Honda, when it comes to interior, they are known to be among the best in designing interior to look good. But this one didn't stand out. What I mean is 2014. I mean, I was expecting something very marvelous. I don't know how to put it, honestly. You just look, I look at the interior of this coupe of this generation, which I expect probably salon will look like, and compare it with other cars, other salon of the size or coupe of the size produced that same time, kind of look like Honda have lost or have run out of ideas on how to produce good looking interiors. I'll be honest. I mean, compare it to 508. Because, like I said, this was cow, the saloon, the coupe were produced at the same time with W25 Peugeot 508, which started, I think it's up to 2017. Yeah, basically almost the same time they produced this Honda Accord, 9th generation. So the dashboard, this is what's it called, instrument panel. Look at it, just tachometer, speedometer, coolant gauge, fuel gauge. I mean, a car. This is meant to be, of course, it's not a sports car, but it's meant to be for performance. There should be a gauge for like oil temperature or oil. Yeah, at least oil temperature, even if you don't need the oil pressure. I mean, that's what I like Peugeot for. Not all their cars, but most of their cars, you always get that oil temperature gauge, you know. Which, because what the oil temperature gauge does, it helps you to know when to start pushing the car hard. Because when your oil temperature is still low, you need to drive the car gently. Don't stress the engine until the temperature of the engine oil comes up. Then, man, you can go full throttle. So I expect the instrument panel to has more functions there displayed. Unless probably you could use them, check them digitally. I don't know, maybe, but not in this analog form. Maybe there are buttons we could press and they will show. Who knows? But like I said, this doesn't really look outstanding to me.
Like that. And off to the right is my coolant temperature and fuel. On the steering wheel, on the left, we have some selector dials as well as our pages icon and phone, odometer, MPG, things like that. And off to the right is my
Uh, okay, yeah. These are the two: coolant temperature, fuel gauge. So yeah, so you could understand what I mean. I mean, it just looks very basic, you know. Still should be. This is a performance car, so you should be able to have some. So anyway, this one here probably ambient temperature. I don't know which one it is. The fuel calculator, fuel consumption calculator, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Unless maybe this is the oil. Is okay, it could be, who knows? Maybe this could be the oil temperature. I don't know.
coolant temperature and fuel. On the steering wheel, on the left, we have some selector dials as well as our pages icon and phone options. And off to the right, we have our cruise control. The overall steering wheel is
Yeah, even the steering wheel, it doesn't really look, I don't know. To be honest, this is the first time I felt disappointed on Honda interior. I mean, we all know Honda, when it comes to their cars, you enter inside and at least at the time they will produce, the car always, interior always stand up from the rest. Looks like you're in the aeroplane cockpit. This one just look basic. Doesn't mean they look dated. No, they're just not as good as especially for this from 2014 to 2017 or so. Doesn't look other, just doesn't look outstanding or better than what, or even close to some of the competitors. That's my
fine. This car isn't going to be very luxurious, and so it is a leather wrapped steering wheel, but it's nothing too flashy. Off to the left, we do have a climate control vent, our econ button, LDW, and traction control off. And moving on to the door, we have 2 levels of memory seats, power mirrors, power locks, and power windows. Moving into the center, we do get 2 infotainment screens. So we do get one up at the top. This is a larger screen. This is going to be helpful for like navigation and vehicle operations. And down below, we have our more media-oriented one. However, they can both do each other's jobs, and this is kind of a weird era for Honda interiors. They weren't really sure what they wanted to do, so they just gave you 2 screens and told you to figure it out. Well, I'm not a huge fan, but it works, and I'm not going to complain. We do.
Yeah, I'm not also a fan of touchscreen. I mean, I don't mind having big screen, but I always prefer. Let me also have an option of manual buttons. Honestly, yeah, it can be very distracting. Not everybody will understand or agree, unless you are the type that like use phone while you are driving. I mean, sometimes the only way to actually get to the function you want when you are driving on a touch screen is to actually park by the roadside. So unlike manual button, once you drive a car for a week or two, you don't even need to look at the center console to know, go take your finger to a particular button and press for a particular thing you need from the vehicle, you know. But the touchscreen you have to, because it's a menu, inside menu, you just keep going in, going in, going in. Wow. So, but from my understanding, uh, this is not touchscreen. This is touchscreen. So,
You also get a CD player thrown throughout this, so pretty much all your media needs are going to be met, even back in 2013. We do have a backup camera. Here it is, in case you're curious. It's fine, but this was before backup cameras were legally required, so I can't hate.
I think basically we don't need. You can go. I'll put the video description so I can go down and watch. You don't need to work. The manual stick. They asked
Seats
me.
surrounding the shifter
It
and the
doesn't
shifter
look.
itself. Like I said, it does have a short.
It doesn't look. For example, Peugeot car of 2014 manual, like 508. When you see the manual gear lever, yeah, it makes sense. Even that yesterday when I saw the manual gear lever of that saloon, um, uh, yeah, Honda Accord, probably 2014 or so. It didn't look very impressive at all. It didn't, you know. Initially, I was like, could it be that he changed the manual gear, he changed the lever or the knob? Because kind of look awkward, not necessarily awkward, but like I said, I wasn't impressed, but I knew it was man, this manual. So it was until I went online and also this is actually the factory design, so that's how it looks. So I was like, okay, fine. So you can't win everything anyway.
Throw shifter along with an aftermarket shift knob. However, I think the weight and feel of the... We do have another 12-volt outlet in the center console, and we'll talk about the seats. The seats are leather, they are heated, power, and memory, and they are pretty comfortable. I wish, because this car is pretty sporty, I wish that it had a little bit higher bolsters, but you do have to remember that at the end of the day, it is still a Honda Accord.
The seats are nothing fantastic compared to 207 Coupe. I mean, come on, the seat, when you see that, this sports seat. Well, this one, they try to make it look sporty, but it just look normal. I don't know, Honda just, I would say, fair my hand on this car. Interior, based on interior, just don't know why. Yeah, they didn't bother so much to make it, maybe, I don't know. I think probably what they focus was on the performance, not trying to make the car interior look very, you know.
Which is built and made to accommodate as many different people. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ugh. Once I'm back here, it's actually not terrible. My head isn't hitting the ceiling. It's very close. I'm 5'11", not a small guy. My knees, if the driver's nice, my knees actually don't hit the seat in front of me. So the actual seating experience back here isn't bad, and that's actually kind of surprising. The getting in, the dismount, it's not great, but any coupe isn't going to be, and that's not why you buy this car. If you have kids, if you have a family, if you're driving people in the back all the time, don't get a coupe. Just don't. But
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, remember, I also have a coupe, 407 coupe. So you don't buy a coupe looking for one that the rear seat will serve you like a saloon or station wagon, or an estate. If you are buying a coupe, understand that what you are buying is a car with front seat. So the rear seat, I always regard it as an extension of the boot. That's how I see it, or a space for storage. So yeah, this one you could see was able to contain him to some extent. Was comfortable. Well, it appears so. Not necessarily comfortable, but my point is still you won't feel comfortable as you are sitting in a salon in any coupe. That's the truth. So don't buy and start complaining. If you're a family man and you are looking for only one car, maybe you have children, two, three. I don't think this is a wise thing to buy this kind of car as your first car. If you're a family man, this should be like a second car. So your first car shouldn't be this. If you have more than one children, two kids, you know, especially two. Let's say two kids. And remember, as they grow up, you get a point they will outgrow the vehicle. So that's something to bear in mind. So you should get a salon in that case.
the fact that this is a coupe, it's actually not terrible. And so that is really, really nice to see. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Accord floor liner, no crazy amenities. You have a little like hook here, hook there, but other than that, nothing crazy, but very, very nice to see in the back of the Honda Accord V6 Coupe manual. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I think that this has aged incredibly well. This car is 11 years old this year, and yet I still think it looks very, very good. And not all cars from 2013 can say that they aged so gracefully. And so
I don't know. I don't have issue with the look. It's just that they didn't try to differentiate it much from Civic. Oh, but that's my opinion. I probably Civic of that particular year, the best car look alike. So I think I probably may have to check out uh,
satisfaction in more ways than one, not just in the driving experience, but in the owning experience. And that's something that not a lot of sporty cars can offer, because they're very good at one thing, and they're not very good at all the others. This has to be one of the most well-rounded cars to ever come out of Honda. And that's saying a lot. Honda makes well-rounded cars. This is the most well-rounded of the well-rounded. It's almost a tongue twister. Consider my socks knocked off with this car. It's so good. So good.
So I'm going to put this video
What is up,
description.
YouTube? Welcome back. So, as you guys
Um,
know, this is my 2017 Honda Accord
let's
Coupe
try
V6.
this.
When I got my first 9th gen, I really wanted this,
So,
but I couldn't afford it, obviously.
so this is the facelifted model. They are not, you can see from the front end, they look alike. The pre-facelift has a round fog lamp here. The bumper is different. The front grille different. So this one actually has a aggressive front look. The pre-facelift has it looks more of that, the 8th generation Honda Accord. So this one has a different look and just much more aggressive in terms of the front look, even the rear.
Obviously, and the second time
Um,
around, I had tried to purchase a
so
white
this is from
6.6, but
Rian.
it ended up being clapped out,
Rian
and I decided to
Gerhardt.
just buy the 2017 brand new. But anyway,
Rian Gerhardt. I hope I
that
got the
all
name right.
aside, this is
So that's his own review of his car. This 2016 Coupe V6 manual.
the Accord that I've always
I don't
wanted,
need to go
a
through all the
blue
videos.
6.6, specifically a 1617, because after owning my 2017, I wasn't willing to go back to a 1315. But anyhow, here it is. It's 2016. Like I said, I found this car about an hour away from me, but I'm pretty happy with it now, so that's cool. Moving around the back, you might notice that I have pretty much all the same stuff that I had.
Now, when you look at the rear of this one looks much better. For me, the design, they are not the same. For example, you have this here. The tail lights, they all look alike. This one looks much better. Even if this one still looks like Civic of 2016 coupe or coupe. Yeah, I still prefer this. The facility one makes more sense in terms of the look. But remember, it's same engine, same interior, so but I'm just saying both in terms of the exterior look, this kind of makes sense for me. Unless who knows, you never can tell. Tomorrow I might start to admire the pre-facelift more, but for now, this is what if I were to choose between the pre-facelift and the facelifted coupe of this generation, this one the one I'll pick. I don't need to go to basically the same with every other thing, all the options, the rest.
How this wonderful car drives.
Look at it, hear the sound. This is man.
All right, boys. Well, here she is, the 6.6, the blue 6.6 that I've been looking for years. Like I said, I've wanted this car for so long, and I'm glad I finally found it. Of course, I love my 2017, and I still do, but this is the Accord that I've always wanted right here. And man, this manual transmission is absolutely incredible. I absolutely love it. Especially with the new clutch, it shifts so well. It's buttery smooth into every gear. I mean, man, this is, I missed the third pedal more than I thought I would, that's for sure. But yeah, guys, I am super happy with this car. The biggest thing I noticed, the difference between the manual and automatic V6s is actually just the low end power. So like below 3 or 4 grand is where I noticed the biggest difference. It just feels more direct down low, and of course it is more fun to drive, can't deny that. And of course I get to hear my exhaust more because the revs are higher, because I am not an automatic transmission that always wants to look for the most fuel efficient gear. So I definitely...
Yeah, that's one thing about automatic transmission. It won't really let you to have fun that much. Like you said, you always keep searching for the gear that will make the car more fuel efficient or consume less fuel. Even when you don't mind sometimes to burn the fuel. There are sometimes you want to have fun, but you don't necessarily need to press the throttle to the floor. So you just want to use the engine torque, a little bit of horsepower to have fun. So, but the transmission, the automatic ones, they won't really let you have that fun exactly the way you want it. Unlike the manual that, like I say, you don't need to press the throttle. All you need is select the right gear. Boom. For the automatic, it becomes a problem unless you now have to start using the manual modes, which they are not the same with the manual, whether it's Teutonic, whatever. So yeah, that issue is there for the automatics.
We have quite a bit of fun driving this car.
listening to that rumble. This is what I enjoy, especially my 407 coupe. I mean, oh gosh, oh man, this is. See, I'm not saying this is the best when it comes to performance sound. I mean, we have V8, come on. But man, once you step out of four cylinder, you start to enjoy. You see that there, I mean, there is level when it comes to cars or engines. I mean, can't just deny that fact. You first. That's why I also like forced induction engines. No, natural aspirated V6, V8 engine. What they need the RPM to climb up for you to have more fun in terms of the character, the way the engine produce power, the sound as the RPM is climbing. It just most of the car engine they actually sound like as in kind of say boring. It just yeah, the car will be gaining speed because be very smooth, but you know, some will now find a way to maybe tune the exhaust to make the sound a little bit more aggressive. But it's basically the exhaust. But this one I'm talking about the engine itself producing that natural aggressive sound. That's what we get. But then with the manual helps to bring them out. As the sound that is the rumble sound is coming up, getting louder and louder. The transmission sound too is the transmission has its own sound. Yeah, man, come on, it's something else. Um, I think I'm going to end it here. So I'm going to put a description of these two reviews so that you can go and watch these two guys, full what they talked about. Then watch more reviews, read them up. You know, Back to how this started. Yeah, 406 V6, Honda Accord, Coupe V6 manual. So, of course, between the two, there's no need for the comparison because this has more power. The Accord has more power, way more power. It's newer. I mean, this is like 2013 to 2017 productions. 406 is 1995 to 2004 production. So it's not a fair comparison in terms of power, the everything. But 406 is 406. I mean, imagine the reason why I did it. If somebody has this car, though the saloon version, though not the V6, though, where since it is a saloon manual, so I expect it to be probably the 2.4 liter, 185 horsepower engine. But still, he's still searching for 406 V6 manual, and according to him, for years he has been searching to find one. You know, so 406 is 406. It's just something different. This one is about 0 to 60 miles per hour. I think that's acceleration is 5 point something. While 406 V6 manual is about 7 point something. So yeah, the gap is there. You can't compare both in terms of power, the performance, and the rest. But then, so if you're finding it hard to get a 406 V6, maybe this might be a better option since the saloon of this generation Accord doesn't have a V6 manual. It's only automatic V6. Why not try any of the Accord, the Coupe V6 manual, the facelift or the pre-facelift, makes sense. I think this is the last V6 manual Honda did on that Accord, or probably the entire V6 of the range. I don't know, but as far as Accord is concerned, this is their last V6 manual. So we stopped in 2017. So why not get it? I mean, I would love to test drive this car. You know, um, I mean, nothing wrong in owning it as well, if it comes to that. But because the fact that it has this kind of power with manual transmission, almost approximately 300 horsepower. Come on, what are you saying? Especially the torque, over 300 Newton meter torque. I mean, so these are the kind of things. It may not necessarily, of course, it won't be the fastest car on the road compared to the V8 and the rest. But when you look at the weight as well, it's about 1,500 kg, which is almost the same weight with 407 Peugeot 407 with 4-cylinder engine, DW10J4 engine manual. It's about the same weight, close to or kind of similar, maybe 20, 30 kg difference. And yet this has so much power, almost, if not double. What am I saying? Double, more than double amount of power in 407 with 4-cylinder engine, VW engine for same weight but almost double the power. So I'm talking about even the torque is more than double, almost. Yeah, the torque is okay, maybe not more than double, but almost close to double of the torque with EW10. EW10 is before say 190 Nm. This is 342. So this in terms of fuel consumption, well, you could say, man, it's higher, 28 miles per gallon, this and that. Come on, if you're buying this car, you're buying it for fun. Your priority is fuel consumption, then don't bother. Maybe 4-cylinder might serve you better. If you want the saloon, hey, like I said, saloon still looks better. Especially compared to the pre-facelift coupe. Yeah, the saloon of this looks better. Both the saloon facelifted model and the pre-facelift. But this one, the facelift coupe, I think it stands on its own. Actually, it looks very okay. Anyway, so that's all I have to say on this, and hopefully, I'll have more opportunity to discuss other brands so that people who probably can't get Peugeot cars like I mean, fantastic Peugeot cars like 406 V6 manual. This might be another good option. Okay, till next time.